From the outside, our lakeside community looked perfect. White fences lined up like piano keys, manicured lawns trimmed within an inch of their lives, kids' bikes shining in the sunlight. It was the kind of place real estate agents love to call a quiet escape. But if you lived there long enough, you learned the truth. It wasn't peaceful. It was controlled. And at the heart of that control stood one woman, Karen Whitmore, our HOA president. She didn't manage the community. She ruled it. Her word was law, and her smile, a warning. Every blade of grass, every coat of paint, every mailbox color, all had to pass her judgment. The first time she fined us, it was for grass-length violations. Half an inch too tall, apparently. The notice was taped right to our front door like a public humiliation tag. My wife, Lily, had laughed it off. "Let her be," she'd said, brushing dust off the paper. "She just needs something to do." I smiled back then, too. But underneath that smile, I saw it. The fatigue in Lily's eyes. Karen wasn't just enforcing rules. She was testing limits. At first, it was annoying. Then it became invasive. Complaints about noise that never existed. Fines for unauthorized guests when my brother came to visit. And then, the photos. Someone had been taking pictures of our backyard, of our kids playing, and even of Lily reading near the window. The first time I saw them posted on the community bulletin board, something inside me turned cold. But the breaking point came one morning when I checked our security footage. And there she was. Karen Whitmore, standing on our porch, taking photos through the living room window, right at my wife. That was no longer about rules. That was obsession. The next day, I walked over to her garden to confront her. She stood there, arms crossed, sunglasses gleaming like armor. "Mr. Warren," she said before I could even speak, "you're violating multiple HOA codes, unapproved modifications, unregistered vehicles, and that hideous ramp on your porch." I clenched my jaw. "The ramp my wife needs to walk safely after surgery?" She didn't even blink. "The community has standards," she said coldly. "I suggest you follow them." That was the moment I understood. Karen didn't want compliance. She wanted control. From that day, the harassment escalated. Rumors spread. Lies whispered in the perfect cul-de-sacs of our perfect street. "She's unstable," Karen told neighbors about Lily. "She screams at her kids," she'd say in her honeyed voice. Every lie planted like a seed in this fake garden of peace. And then came the final straw, the day Lily broke. It was late afternoon when I came home to find her, sitting on the porch steps, eyes red, holding yet another letter. She didn't even need to speak. The tears on her cheeks said enough. "She fined us again," she whispered. I took the paper from her hands. Property damage, only $200 for what? I read the reason twice before I laughed out loud in disbelief. Defacement of HOA property, children's chalk drawings on driveway, my kids' doodles, hearts, rainbows, smiling suns. That's what she called defacement. Lily's voice trembled as she read the line again. "She's gone insane, John. I wanted to storm over right then, to end this once and for all. But Lily caught my arm. 'Don't,' she whispered. That's what she wants. Maybe she was right. But I could feel it, that quiet storm behind Karen's eyes. The kind of madness that didn't end with warnings. It escalated until something broke, and deep down I knew that something would be soon. The week after the chalk incident, things got darker. Karen had started showing up everywhere. In her car, parked across the street. At the grocery store, pretending to make phone calls while staring at us. Even during my morning jogs, her silhouette always somewhere near. It wasn't paranoia. It was surveillance. Neighbors started to notice, too. Some looked away when they saw me. Others mumbled quiet sympathy. "You should just move," one man said, eyes darting toward Karen's house. No one wins against her, but I wasn't going anywhere. This was our home. The place Lily decorated with her hands. The place where my kids took their first steps. I wasn't about to let a tyrant with a clipboard chase us out. Then came the annual community barbecue. Mandatory attendance, of course. Karen's idea of unity. I didn't want to go. Neither did Lily. But absence meant non-compliance, and non-compliance meant more fines. So we went. The air smelled like grilled meat and fake smiles. Neighbors chatted, kids played, but it all felt staged, like everyone was performing peace under Karen's watch. She approached us halfway through. "Well, look who decided to show up," she said, voice dripping with mock sweetness. "The homeowners of the year," Lily smiled politely. "Just here for the kids." Karen leaned closer, eyes gleaming. "I'd be careful showing your face too much, dear," she whispered. "People are starting to talk. That flicker, that hint of malice, it told me this wasn't just HOA business anymore. It was personal. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat on the porch long after everyone went to bed, watching shadows move under the streetlights. Across the road, Karen's house glowed faintly. Every so often, her silhouette passed by the window. Lily came out quietly, wrapping a shawl around her. "You're thinking about her again," she said softly. "She's not going to stop," I murmured. "She's waiting for us to make one mistake." "Then we don't," she said with a sad smile. "We don't give her the satisfaction," I nodded. But my gut told me Karen wasn't waiting for us to break a rule. She was waiting for us to snap, and when that moment came, she'd be ready to destroy everything we'd built. It was a Friday evening, heavy with humidity and the faint smell of barbecue smoke. I was outside washing the car. Lily was inside helping the twins with homework. Across the street, Karen's porch light flickered on and off. Over and over. She'd been doing that a lot lately, pacing her yard, muttering into her phone, checking her mailbox every hour like she was waiting for a verdict. Her control was slipping. The neighbors were whispering now, complaints stacking up against her. The treasurer had resigned. Even the county office was investigating her. Her empire of fear was collapsing, and she blamed us. The storm rolled in as Lily stepped out with 2 cups of coffee. "It feels like the air's holding its breath," she said softly. I nodded. "Yeah, storm's coming," she smiled faintly. "The real one, or the Karen kind?" Before I could answer, a car door slammed, hard. We both turned. Karen's SUV sat crooked in her driveway, one headlight cracked. She climbed out, soaked, furious, clutching a stack of papers, and even from across the street I could see it in her eyes. She was gone. "You think you can defy me?" she screamed, storming toward us. "You think the rules don't apply to you because your husband plays judge in his little courthouse?" "Karen," I said firmly, "go home." "It's not the time," but she didn't stop. "You've poisoned this neighborhood," she shouted, papers flying from her hands. "You've turned everyone against me." Then her voice dropped, trembling. "You don't belong here." Neighbors peeked out from windows. Some started recording. The sky grumbled. Rain began to fall. "Karen," I warned, "you're trespassing." And then I saw it, her hand slipping into her purse. When it came out, metal glinted in the lightning. "A gun," Lily gasped. The twins screamed inside. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it over the thunder. "Karen," I said carefully, stepping forward, "put it down." She shook her head, tears and rain mixing on her face. "You ruined everything," she whispered. The sky split, a flash of lightning, a deafening crack. The gun went off. The bullet hit the ground inches from my feet, dirt spraying up like sparks. The echo bounced off every house. Then silence. Lily clutched the kids. Neighbors froze. Karen trembled, eyes wide, realization dawning too late. Sirens wailed in the distance. When the police arrived, she didn't resist. They cuffed her hands gently, almost respectfully, like they knew what broken looked like. As they led her away, she turned to me. "You did this," she hissed. "You ruined me," I didn't reply. Because the truth was, she'd done it to herself.